Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a paper towel I dried my hands with. So I'm checking on these European nightcrawlers, and as you can see, there are a lot of little babies. They are eating this bedding so fast that I think it's almost time to put on another floor. And there are still some adult looking worms in here, but there's a lot of youngsters, so I know that the adults in here are reproducing. And you know, worms reproduce when they're happy. So the European nightcrawler tends to have a little yellow tail like this, just like a red wiggler. That's how you kind of know you got them. And you know, they're more of a chill type worm, just like a red wiggler. If you can see, they're very calm. They don't like go crazy. Have you ever picked up a blue worm? I mean, I haven't in many years, but when you pick them up, man, they go nuts. They twist and turn and this and that. Yeah, they seem, I always say European nightcrawlers love the corners. They just love hanging out in corners, even though I don't put any food there. I don't know if it's the moisture of the plastic or the coolness of it. You know, I've always wondered. But look how nice they look. These are some nice looking worms right here. If you guys want European nightcrawlers, I have them available on my website. I've been breeding them for many years. And it's a worm I really enjoy. A lot of people like them because they do an amazing job composting paper scraps and boxes. And like that paper towel, for example, like this thing will be gone. If you get a lot of junk mail or Amazon delivery. Look, it's see-through. Look how soft this corn gets. It starts to break down. And I just go like that, and they'll keep working at it, and eventually it'll disappear. But you'll always find them in the corners. So I'm starting to see a lot of new YouTube worm channels, and I'm so happy and excited. People are really getting into worming, and I love it because it'll just help you, especially those of us that cook a lot, like the food scraps. They will take care of it and make you castings that you can use in your own gardens, plants, give away to friends, families, sell it. I always, when I have it, I sell it really cheap because I just have so much of it. Like, I cannot store it all. Yeah, so that's how it is. The worm castings right now that I'm going to put up for sale, if it's not available on my website, has red wiggler cocoons in it. And there's no blue worms in there. And only because it takes a lot of time to sift them out. And honestly, I just don't have the time to sift out the cocoons. So, yeah, they have red wiggler cocoons in them. So then you could set it up in your own bins and then they'll hatch for you. Look at the band. There he goes. Boop. You know, European nightcrawlers are very resilient to cold. I've had them delivered in very cold weather and they've done fine. But this is definitely, yeah, it's getting there. So let's look down here because I always find them down here. And as you can see, they like to hang out at the bottom. And I just leave them because they can crawl up and they'll be fine. So this has a good moisture to it. And this is how you kind of check the moisture in one of these towers. You kind of gently go like this. And if it balls up like that, your moisture's okay. Now, if we were breeding these for like resale, the moisture would have to be a lot wetter. But I use these guys to handle my junk mail and food scraps that I don't give my other worms. They are like the working champions. These guys and red wigglers are the best composting worms out there, in my opinion. Like, there's a lot of worms, but, and I've worked with quite a few, but these guys, yeah, they do great. So I'm going to give them some worm chow on the surface, and we're going to cover this, and we're going to leave them alone. So here I have my homemade worm chow. I use my own because I like my own, and I like knowing what's in it. So I just go like this. And then I put their paper towel right back. And that's it. In a few days, I'll check it. The chow will probably be gone. And then I think it's going to be time to add in another layer to this. Look at that little baby one. So I have a new gadget coming, and it's arrived here. And I'm going to be putting it together and starting it up. And I can't wait to show you guys. So you'll be able to see that. And I'm going to put it on this channel because it's another type of container that I can raise worms for composting purposes. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, press that subscribe button and give me the thumbs up and share. And watch my videos. And I'll see you all next time. Take care. So another way that you can water this bin is to use mosquito dunk water. Now, if you don't know what mosquito dunks are, they're these little circle things like this, and they come in packs. You could get them on Amazon or any of the big box stores. And basically, you take one of those rings, or I use a quarter of one of those rings, and I mix it in a gallon of water or more than a gallon. And I let it sit for a few days, and then I take that water and I wet down my bins. Mosquito dunks control flying insects, which, you know, can be a problem if you add a lot of food scraps and don't bury it properly, like fruit flies and little fungus gnats and things like that. The mosquito dunk is like a natural bacteria that will take care of the flying insects but will not hurt your worms. Now, I used to grind it up into a powder and sprinkle it on, but I noticed that it was getting very expensive to do that. So soaking it in the water and then using that water to water all my bins is the best way that I've learned to control flying insects. And, you know, it helps because when you bury your food in a corner or whatever, your food scraps, usually flying insects don't come. But every once in a while, if a little corner of a banana is sticking out and you don't realize it, then the fruit flies will come, and then before you know it, you got a lot of them, and then it's hard to, you know, deal with them. Now, I've seen a lot of people do like a vinegar cup with soap in it, with a little mesh at the top, and I've done that too. I've done every trick on the planet, but honestly, guys, the mosquito dunks are the only thing that has been very effective for me. And I use it not only in my composting bins like these for my food scraps, I use it in my business, which is my commercial worm farm. That's the only water I use to water all my bins. And it really helps with anything like that, any flying little thing that could just become a nuisance to you. So that's a helpful tip for you all.